How often and how many times should you reach out to an ideal client? How much follow-up should you do? Hey, it's Michael Zapersky from consultingsuccess.com, and if you want to generate more business, have more conversations with ideal clients, then this topic will be very, very relevant for you. I received this question from a consultant recently who wanted to know, Michael, how many times should I follow up, and what's the best practice there? And my response, it was very simple and very straightforward, and I'm going to share it with you right now, which is that you should follow up with an ideal client until they tell you to go away, but done in a way that might be different than what you're thinking. So if you follow up and you're nagging and you're always talking about making the sale and you're always trying to push, then you shouldn't be following up, right? That's the wrong approach. That's at least not the approach that I would recommend for a consultant. The approach that you should be taking is one where you always think about how can you provide value and be relevant in the mind of your ideal client. And we have one of our clients has built a very successful consulting business, doing almost $1 million a year right now, and the vast majority of their business comes from follow-up. And so what I mean by that is that they have many conversations, but the vast majority of their business comes from the follow-up that they do. And so the best practice to implement here is to make sure that you're following up with your ideal clients, at the early stages, every few days, and then beyond that, you're following up every 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, kind of at the maximum. And so these are for people who you still feel are very engaged. As someone becomes kind of less engaged, or call it that maybe it's someone who's a referral source, or someone that isn't as high priority, then every 4 to 6 weeks is okay. But you don't want to go much beyond that. And so really, I would recommend the sweet spot of being like every 2 to 3 weeks, but doing it in a way where you're adding value, doing it in a way where you're showing that you're human and that you care, right? So it can be a quick little text message. It can be a quick little phone call, seeing how they're doing. It can be, hey, I just read this article and thought of you. I'm attaching it, or here's the link to it. You want to stay top of mind. You want to make sure that your ideal client that you have either had an initial conversation with, or that you've tried to set up a conversation with and it hasn't yet been successful, you want to make sure that they don't forget about you. And so some people, a lot of people, I think research shows, the latest research that I saw shows that people give up. They stop doing follow-up after 2 to 3 interactions, or 2 to 3 touch points. Meaning they'll do one thing, they'll do it maybe one more time, and then maybe one more time after that, but they stop. Right? Most people look at, I did a reach out on LinkedIn, or I sent an email, I didn't hear from that person, I sent one more follow-up, I guess I'm doing something wrong, or this is the wrong person, and they stop. Well, if you're doing that, you're leaving the vast majority of the opportunity on the table. You're letting money literally slip through the cracks. And that's because most people, as research shows, it can take between 5 to 8 different touch points. There's a lot of research on this. People say all different kinds of numbers, but think about it long term, right? Think about it in terms of building a relationship. And so it's not about a one-time outreach or a second-time follow-up or even a third-time follow-up. You want to be building your follow-up and thinking about it in terms of building the relationship over the long term. So every 2 to 3 weeks, as this extends, be reaching out, send a message, send a check-in, send something of value, send a case study, right? That's important. And as you do that, what you will see is that you will then have more and more people who will raise their hand when they are ready. And at the start, it might just be a few people, right? But over time, as you're building your pipeline, you'll have more and more and more people. And that's where you actually start getting to the point where you feel like a lot of inquiries are now coming inbound. You're having to do a lot less work to generate the leads. And you feel like the wave, the tide turning in your favor. But you need to be putting in the work and staying consistent and truly committed to doing that over the long term. Because if you don't, then you won't get the results that you want, and you'll end up looking back like months later going, I wish I would have done that differently, or why haven't these things worked? Or you'll be jumping around from one thing to the other, and you won't truly see the level of success that you want and that you likely deserve. But you need to be committed and consistent to doing your follow-up. So I just wanted to offer that feedback, and I really hope that you will take action on it, because it's a game changer. Follow-up is one of the most important aspects of business development, yet so many people don't do it consistently. They're not truly committed to it, and then they wonder why they're not seeing the results that they desire in their business. Well, this is a solution to that. This is what we've seen create just a wave of change, a step change for consultants and clients that we work with in so many different industries. When you get the right system for your outreach in place and then you follow up consistently, things start to work. If you want to have a conversation about this, or if you'd like more information around best practices for marketing your consulting business to truly generate a pipeline of consistent and qualified leads, shoot me a message here or just reach out at consultingsuccess.com, and happy to have a conversation. All right, take care and have a great day.